Some North Texans are facing days in the dark as help pours into two towns. One tornado touched down in Springtown in Parker County on Saturday night, while a second hit Runaway Bay and Wise County. One person killed in each area. Our Janelle Fort has the latest from Runaway Bay.
What we are seeing across Runaway Bay this morning is a lot of roadblocks, and that's because officials say one of their biggest concerns is keeping unauthorized people out of those hard-hit neighborhoods. This video of the damage really gives you an idea of the scope of what they're dealing with out here. You can really understand why they're doing this. This is what they're dealing with: homes ripped to shreds, RVs overturned, trees snapped, power lines down, and debris scattered across streets and yards. That is what crews are still working around this morning. The EF2 tornado hit Runaway Bay late Saturday night with winds up to 135 miles per hour. And what we keep hearing from families is just how fast this all happened. People were asleep, were getting ready for bed, and then suddenly they were running to bathrooms, closets, bathtubs, anywhere they could to take cover. We are also starting to hear some really terrifying stories of survival, including one family who had to be rescued from the rubble of their own home.
Dig my parents out of the debris. My dad has a fracture in his neck. My mom had a broken back, and my brother, he's doing fine right now.
And that really helps explain why officials are being so strict about who has access here. And they say that until they can declare these neighborhoods safe, they're asking people to stay back and allow crews to work here. I'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right, thanks to Janelle there. It was a similar scene in Springtown, as you can see in this video from our helicopter. A 69-year-old woman died after her mobile home was severely damaged. Classes are canceled today for Springtown ISD, and the Red Cross is working to bring resources to the areas hit hardest by the storms. Some residents in Runaway Bay have been put up in hotels. No storms today in the forecast, but we could get some record heat.
Yeah,
Mario
that's
Ruiz. Right. My bad. I should have got faster to the...
You're fine. Yeah, but you're right. You know, no storms today, but we are talking about record heat. That's one of the things that you need to know. It's warm, it's humid, and it's breezy. We'll be dealing with a few record highs. Storm chances do return specifically tomorrow and then again towards the end of the week. But with the end of the week also comes a cool down, and that's going to limit our severe storm potential. So that's good news. But we'll be watching for storms tomorrow, and I'll get to that. But I want to prep you for the rest of the day. We had some morning cloud cover. A lot of that has pushed towards the east or just cleared out. And we're seeing a lot more sunshine. Still a breezy south wind helping keep some of this humidity in place. And at times we'll see a few passing clouds. Right now over downtown Dallas, we see just that. Temperature right now of 83 degrees. Winds are out of the southwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. That's what's helping keep the humidity in place. It's also what's going to help those temperatures climb. So while we're at 83 right now in Dallas, 82 in Denton, 83 in McKinney, y'all, this is already warmer than the normal high temperature this time of the year. And numbers are just going up from here. We'll make it to 90 degrees by 2, expected to be at 93 by around 4. That would be a record high. We'll talk timeline of storms for tomorrow and that cool down in just a bit. But first, to check if your roads. Erica Lopez is in this morning. How's it looking?
Marielle, right now, a couple wrecks this midday for folks headed out the door. I just had one clear. I'm going to show you the backup that remains with that one in a moment. But I want to start you out here at 75 and Mid Park this morning. On the southbound side, we do have an incident. It looks like just that left express lane is shut down. We can see police officers not able to make out much of the scene. I see this one vehicle up ahead. So the rest of the lanes of 75 are still moving, but you can tell a little bit slower than normal, a little bit of rubbernecking happening as folks are passing through that stretch. I-20 and Haymarket is our second incident that we're following right now. 2 left lanes are blocked. A couple are still open and moving, but it's a little congested. It's also curved at that portion of the interstate, so Ball Springs area, headed maybe toward Hutchins for that I-20 westbound stretch you'll want to watch out for. And then this is the last thing I want to show you. We've got this backup on 635 westbound. There was a crash at Denton Drive that has cleared, but delays are going to take a little bit longer. I'll leave you with a look at that. Dia, I'll send things over to you.
All right, thanks for that. Right now, Texas lawmakers are getting an update on the investigation into Camp Mystic and its response during the deadly July 4th floods. It comes as the camp faces a new deadline to resubmit its safety plan if it wants to reopen this summer. Our Kevin Reese has been following it all. Kevin, how's it going?
Well, this hearing started in Austin just about an hour ago. It's expected to last at least 2 days, and it is the first public session for the Joint House and Senate flood investigating committees, even though we have seen many other events like this before, but this is the first time with the Joint Committee. The Senate resolution that created the Special Investigating Committee called for a complete and thorough examination of the facts surrounding the flooding, and the House resolution called for much the same. Right now, they're going through a detailed step-by-step of what happened last year and exactly how the 27 campers and counselors died. Here is the opening statement by the committee chair, Morgan Meyer of Dallas.
To the families who lost loved ones and the communities that are still healing, we understand that no proceeding can undo what has been lost. The grief you carry is immeasurable, and the courage it takes to be here or to watch from home is not lost on us. This moment carries real weight, and we do not take it lightly. What we can offer and are committed to is a process grounded in accountability, transparency, and a full examination of the facts. You deserve to know exactly what happened and why. This committee will not rest. I guarantee you, we will not rest until we have done everything within our power to provide that.
Camp Mystic is planning to welcome back campers this summer to a portion of its property that is separate from where the girls died. But Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick has repeatedly called on the state to deny the camp's operating license, and Camp Mystic has 45 days to address 22 deficiencies in their emergency plan identified by Texas state health regulators, or they may not receive a license to actually reopen that portion of the camp this summer. More updates on this hearing as it continues later today. Dia.
All right, Kevin Reese for us in the newsroom. Thank you. Taking a look right now at our live coverage on WFAA Plus of Tanner Horner's sentencing trial. Week 4 starting today as a jury decides whether he will be sentenced to death for the murder of Athena Strand. The defense is currently presenting its witnesses, claiming that Horner has brain abnormalities and appears to be autistic. We're providing gavel-to-gavel coverage throughout this trial, anchored by our senior investigative reporter, Tanya Iser, and a panel of legal experts. You can catch it right now on our streaming app, WFAA Plus, which is a free download on your TV. The suspect in the White House Correspondents' dinner shooting is set to make his first court appearance today. Meanwhile, there are new questions about how he managed to get weapons inside the hotel. ABC's Olivia Rubin reports.
Today, the man accused of storming the White House Correspondents' dinner armed with 2 guns and a knife set to make his first court appearance and face federal charges. Law enforcement identifying the suspect as 31-year-old Cole Thomas Allen. President Trump, Vice President Vance, multiple cabinet members, and thousands of journalists inside the ballroom at the Washington Hilton Saturday night when police say Allen ran past a security checkpoint. The president posting this video of the alleged suspect. Police say Allen shot a security service member before agents took him into custody. Trump and the First Lady on stage when gunshots rang out, soon rushed out by Secret Service. Trump recounting that moment on CBS this weekend.
And they said, please go down to the floor, please go down to the floor. So I dropped to the floor, so did the First Lady.
And praising law enforcement for acting quickly. Authorities say Allen booked a room at the hotel and traveled by train from California. Saturday night, they believe Allen used a stairwell out of public view to get close to that ballroom downstairs. And in a message sent to his family just before the attack, sources say Allen described himself as a, quote, friendly federal assassin, describing grievances against the Trump administration, saying he planned to target officials, prioritizing them from highest ranking to lowest.
We are actively combing through all the evidence that we've collected and going to continue to do that today and in the coming days and weeks.
And now a Secret Service after-action review examining the security and possible lapses is already underway here. That's according to an official briefed on the internal procedures at the agency. This will go step by step through the security planning and deployment to see if there were any lapses. Olivia Rubin, ABC News, Washington.